In this video, I'll be ranking a bunch of different Uno versions. Which ones are trash and not worth the price, and which ones are actually worth picking up? Well, in this video, we'll do exactly just that. We're going to be finding out which ones are actually worth buying and which ones to leave behind. Well, let's get started. This is where we'll be ranking our card games from worst to best. Starting up, we have Uno All Wild. This card game is Uno, but it's all wild cards. There's no colors. Like, there's colors on the wild cards, but there's no individual colors: red, yellow, green, and blue. And although it seems cool that all cards are wild cards, having no color matching just makes this game way too fast and too simple. And considering the price is like $10, I wouldn't buy this. It's cool to have, but for this video, it's going in D tier. Next up, we have Uno Golf. Just like golf, where you have to have the least amount of strokes to get in the hole, this Uno game feature is almost like the card game Golf, where you have to score the lowest amount of points. And this game does not play like regular Uno. Instead of playing a card from your hand onto the discard pile, you have this 3x2 grid, where you have to try to get rid of your cards by matching colors or numbers of any two cards. And if they match, you get to cancel out that row. And if you empty your whole row, then you win, or you let you score points. And if you have a certain amount of points after a predetermined number of rounds played, then you win the game. Now, I do like the game mechanics. I think I'll put it up in C tier just because it has a new game mechanic. And it looks pretty decent. I'm gonna put it up in C tier though. Next we have the second edition of DOS. DOS released its first version a couple of years ago, and they put a second version later. Now, let's rank the second version. If you don't know, DOS is, the sequel to Uno. And it features 2 discard piles instead of 1. You can play onto both, or 1, or not at all. You can play 2 cards that add up to the total of one of the cards of the discard pile of the same color, which I think is pretty cool. However, again, just like the Uno All Wild issue, it makes this game a bit too fast. So I'm gonna put it, there are also 2 wild cards. There's a Wild DOS that's 2 of any color, and there's also a Wild Play 2 card, which makes the next player play at least 2 cards on their turn, and if they can't, they do nothing and play 2 cards, and draw 2 cards from the deck. I think it's better than Uno All Wild, but I'm going to put it behind Uno Golf, so it's going in C tier. Next up, we have Uno Dare. Ever wanted to play Uno with dares? You can either choose to draw 2 cards, or you can perform the dare as listed. There are a bunch of different dares on certain cards, on this card. You perform the dare, and if you do it right, then you don't have to draw 2 cards. If not, then you have to draw 2 cards. You can just choose not to do the dare anyways. Some dares are a bit weird, some are wacky, and some are funny. Although this game is Uno with dares, it's pretty unique, but the dares do get old. So I'm going to put this in C tier, but I'm going to put it above DOS. Just because I like the idea of having dares and implementing it into Uno. Next we have Uno Disney 100. This is the Uno card game for Disney 100 anniversary. And this game features Disney characters on the cards, such as Lightning McQueen, Black Panther, and Mickey Mouse. There's also a special card called some Mickey card, and you have to pick a movie that you've watched and name 4 characters from that movie. If you can't, then you have to draw 4 cards. Other than that, this game is just regular Uno. And it also comes with the special foil card, but that does not affect the game or make it fun in some way or another. So, although this idea is pretty cool, I'm gonna put it in C tier. I'm gonna put it above Uno Dare. So it's going above Uno Dare, 1 place above. Alright, next we have Uno Hot Wheels. I loved Hot Wheels as a kid. And I think this card game features some really cool illustrations on the cards. There's also a special wild card to keep this fresh. And it's called the Wild Supercharge card. When you play that card, it's a wild card, so you choose the color. And then you discard 1 color from your hand, all the cards of 1 color from your hand. This is basically the wild discard all from probably a couple of other Uno versions. It's the same thing. However, I really love the illustrations and the wild card. So, I'm gonna put it in above C tier. Or not above C tier, above the Uno Disney 100. And keeping the other ones the same. Hopefully, we can put something above C tier for once. Next, we have regular Uno. And it's regular Uno. Now, I'm actually going to put this up in B tier. And you might be like, wait, why? Because it's just regular Uno and the other ones are special Uno. Well, this one features customizable wildcards. So you can actually customize your own rules. You can say, like, make the next player's turn skip twice or something like that. Make the next player draw 2 cards for every 8 they have. And just because of that, I'm going to put it up in B tier. Other than that, this game is just Uno. Up next, we have Uno Minecraft. This card game is Uno with the smear of Minecraft. All of the cards feature Minecraft illustrations. And I think these illustrations are really, really cool. There's also a creeper card to make this game fresh as a special wild card. When you play this card, you show it to everyone and you draw 3 more cards. If you get another creeper card, then the next player must draw 6 cards. And that's a pretty cool card. And I love the illustrations. I'm going to put it up in B tier. And I think it is slightly better than Uno. So, I'm going to put it above Uno. The original one. Next, we have Uno Spin. This card game features spin cards as well as regular cards. Spin cards let you spin the spinner, which has a lot of different actions on it, like discarding all the cards of 1 color, drawing until you get a certain number, etc. Now, I love the spinner wheel. I think it's a cool game mechanic to have Uno with a spinner. And I'm going to put this up in A tier, just because it's a new way to play Uno. And next we have Uno Showdown. This one features a sort of like a battle-themed machine thing. You pick the next player. There are Showdown cards, and basically, if you play a Showdown card, the next player and you draws a card, and then they place it in the Showdown unit. Then you have to press your button faster than your opponent, and if you do, the card goes to your opponent, and they'll keep it. This is a new game mechanic. However, other than that, this is just regular Uno. But I'm going to put this above Uno Spin. Up next, we have Uno Teams. This card game lets you play Uno in teams of 2. You can play this with up to 4 teams, which is 8 players. There are 2 wild cards that make this special. There's the wild team play, and there's a wild team draw 4, which makes the next team draw 4 cards, 2 each. There are also passing symbols, which make you and your opponent, not your opponent, your teammate, trade cards. Trade 1 card. I like this idea of having Uno in teams. I've always wanted to play Uno with teams. And I'm actually gonna put this above Uno Showdown. So it's going up in A tier. And up next we have Uno Attack. This is the 2024 version of Uno Attack, and it features a card launcher that shoots out cards, and you press the launcher button and it builds up tension. And that tension, it's the tension towards the cards shooting out. And once the cards shoot out, you have to collect those cards. I really like card games that this Uno card game, games that feature a card launcher. And I think this is really, really cool. I'm gonna put this up in S tier. Next we have Uno Pop. This is the newest version of Uno, which was released this month. And it features some sort of pop mechanic, where there's a separate new deck called the Pop deck. And whenever you need to draw a card, you flip over a card from the Pop deck, and it shows you a +0, a +2, an instant Uno, and it keeps building up until you get a Pop card, which then you have to draw the sum of the numbers, and that's how many cards you draw. There's even a card that makes you discard all the cards in your hand but 1. This is a pretty cool game. I'm gonna put this behind Uno Teams. And I'm actually going to put Uno Spin above Uno Showdown. Next we have Uno Flex. These cards have 2 colors. There are normal cards and there are flex cards. Flex cards have 2 colors. Their normal color, which is, if you can see, the red is the normal color as shown in the picture, and the blue is the flex color, or the flex side. There are power cards that determine whether you can use your flex side of the cards or not. And you can transform your cards. You can turn red into blue, which is pretty cool. You can turn a wild into like a wild draw 2. That's pretty cool. I'm going to put this above Uno Teams. Or behind Uno Teams. Actually, you know what? Let's put it above Uno Teams. Just because you can change the color of cards. You can change what your card's going to be. Next we have the OG Uno Flip Attack. I never knew that this card game existed. This card game combines Uno Flip, where there's double-sided cards, a light side and a dark side, and Uno Attack, the card launcher. This makes for a super unique and thrilling game. There are 2 sides of the deck and a card launcher. And just because of that, I'm putting it above Uno Attack. And it's going up in S tier. Now, the next one I'm going to rank is Uno No Mercy. Uno No Mercy is the brutalest version of Uno. Like, look at that. A +10? Anyone would like to draw 10 cards? And a reverse draw 4? This card game is truly chaotic. This is the most chaotic version of Uno. If you ever have 25 or more cards in your hand, you're out of the game. You are allowed to stack draw cards. A +4 on a +2, a +6 on a +4, and a +10 on a +6. And they would have to draw the combined total amount. This is the most brutal version of Uno. I'm going to put in S tier. And next we have a game that an add-on pack that goes with Uno No Mercy, and it's called the Uno No Mercy expansion pack. And these are cards you can add to the base game. They come with coins. You can use coins to save yourself or double the penalty of another draw card. Like a draw 10 becomes a draw 20. Or you can save yourself if you're out of the game or you have too many cards. You can discard your whole hand and draw back up to 7. There's also a reverse draw 8, and there's like this flame meteor card, as well as a wild sudden death card that makes every player in the game draw until they have 24 cards. And if you have 25 or more cards in your hand, you're eliminated from the game. This is super cool. I'm going to put this above Uno Attack, but below Uno Flip Attack. And going up to our last 3, we have Uno Flip. This is the card game that features Uno with 2 sides. There's a dark side and a light side. The light side has light penalties like a draw 1, a wild draw 2, or a skip. And the dark side, when you play a flip card, you flip to the dark side, and they have like a draw 5, a skip everyone, draw until you get a color card. So they have 2 modes, and I love that this game is like $5. I think it is so much better than the original version of Uno. And I'm going to put this up in S tier. However, is it better than No Mercy Uno? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to keep it below the expansion pack, though, because the expansion pack comes with coins. And no other Uno card game uses coins. Now we have our last 2 I'm going to be ranking this video. This one is Liar's Uno. Now you can lie about your cards. You play a Liar's card face down, and you can call what it is. It could be like, if you have a red 8 on the discard pile, you can say, I'm going to have a red 2. Or even a wild draw 4. And if you are caught lying, like someone challenges you and you're lying, you have to draw a card. If not, they have to draw a card. And if you get away with it, your card, you just changed your card. And that's pretty cool. And there's also a Wild Liar's challenge card that lets you challenge every player who plays a card face down, and which one is telling the truth and which ones are lying. And I love this feature. So I'm going to put this up in S tier. Now, I actually think this is better than Uno Attack. I'm going to put this above Uno Attack, still below Uno No Mercy. And the last one I'm going to be ranking in this video is Uno Party. This is Uno, but for an entire group of like 6 to 14 people. At least that's what it said on the box. Who plays Uno with 14 people? That is insane. And this version is meant for that many players. There's a point taken card, which you point at any other player, and they draw how many cards as fingers pointing at them. There are 2 special wild cards that make this game so much more intense. I'm going to put it in S tier. And I'm going to put it below Liar's Uno. Now that's all I'm going to be ranking for this video. Now, before I leave, I'm going to alter some of them, because I personally think that Liar's Uno should be below Uno Flip, but it's going to be ranked up or bumped up. And this is my completed tier list of specific Uno versions. And do you agree with my opinions? Let me know. And I'll see you next time.